folks, Nathan Adlen here with the Fast Lane Car, and I am in very warm Red Rocks, Colorado. It's going to be 95 degrees today. You know what else is hot? Crossover market. Without a doubt, a very hot market. And behind me, the newest entry from Volkswagen. It's the 2018 Volkswagen Tiguan. And coming up next, I'm going to take it for a little ride. This is a drive event. Volkswagen actually came out to Denver, and fortunately for us, that means we sit in our backyard, so we were able to grab this and go to Red Rocks, which is just outstanding and a wonderful place for taking the corners. Behold, a 2-liter TSI, but it's not the old 2-liter. This is actually an all-new engine, according to Volkswagen, and it puts out 184 horsepower and 221 pound-feet of torque. It's hooked up to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and that is the only transmission you can get, at least in the States. And it powers the front wheels. This vehicle has the 4Motion, which is around a $1,300 option, so it powers all 4 wheels. Now, as equipped, the all-wheel drive model gets a combined 23 mpg. If you get the front-wheel drive model, you can get a combined 24 mpg. Right off the bat, in terms of driving, there are very few crossovers in this class that can really match it when it comes to overall steering. Now, the feel, there's not a lot of feel going on. It's pretty light, but it does build a little bit, which I like. You're very confident knowing where the front wheels are. It's very intuitive with this vehicle. Not a lot of body lean. Push hard through a corner, and it's really solid. It's almost resolute. The sightlines are great. These pillars aren't that thick. Despite my height, I've got tons of headroom. The other thing that it really needs is more power. There are a couple numbers that go with this new design. This is a new car from the ground up. It really doesn't have much to do with the old Tiguan. This one, and Volkswagen really wants you to know this one is nearly 11 inches longer, and part of that feeds into the rear end cargo area where you can get an optional third row seat. Here's the crazy part. If you get the front wheel drive model, you get the third row standard. Now basically that means that you get enough room for 2 small kids in the back, frankly. Another thing you should know is that the ground clearance is 7.9 inches. Now that's pretty good, and it's not as high as some of the competitors. This vehicle does compete against a plethora of vehicles. Everything from the Mitsubishi Outlander. You can also put this up against the Nissan Rogue, which has a CVT. This one has an 8-speed automatic transmission, so it gives you much more of a wagon-esque ride as opposed to standing on a high horse like, say, the CR-V, which it also competes with. This 4Motion system, they're not all the same, by the way. If you think they are, they're not. According to Volkswagen, this is basically the same system that you could get in the Atlas and the Volkswagen Golf R. Not bad. This vehicle will take the power that's going to the rear wheels when it detects slip from the front wheels, and it will move them side to side. It's not exactly torque vectoring. It doesn't really do it when you're doing high performance driving. It's not geared for that. It's not meant for that. It is meant for when you get to slippery surfaces. It will move the power around as needed. I like the way the Honda CR-V accelerates a little bit better. It's more immediate. This one definitely is not as off-the-line happy. On the 2018 Volkswagen Tiguan, a lot of things are optional, and that can really bite you when it comes to purchasing the vehicle. However, there are a couple standard things that are pretty cool. Not to mention the fact that, Apple CarPlay, all that other stuff, you can get quite a bit of it in the standard package. With this vehicle, these are actually the base wheels and tires, and they're 17-inch. You can go all the way up 18, 19, and 20 if you want. That's available on the R line. Now, what's important with this vehicle is the fact that these tires are actually quite good. They give you a lot nicer and more compliant ride than you may get in some of the bigger wheel tire combos. And for the most part, this isn't a sports car, so why hurt yourself? This actually rides really nice with these tires. Now, if you get the 3-row, which holds 7 people, you have a total cargo space of 65.7 cubic feet, and that's not too bad. But if you do the delete and get only 2 rows, you can hold a total of 73.5 cubic feet of space. Also, it can tow a maximum of 1,500 pounds. Okay, so if you're wondering about the interior, first of all, it is rather typical Volkswagen, so there's a sea of black. But I happen to like the layout. It's very simple. And they've done a few things, even on the standard model, that I'm very happy about. For one, they've padded this section right here on the window, right here. And I always put my elbow and my arm there. Also, the rest of the seating, I mean, this is the base model, and sure, they're cloth seats, but they're mighty comfortable. Now, there is a rotary dial that lets you go into different drive modes. The production for this vehicle doesn't start until near the end of summer 2017. So there will be a little bit of a wait. This version of the 2018 Volkswagen Tiguan S, which is basically the base model with all-wheel drive, starts at $26,645, and that's not bad considering what you get and the way the car drives. Now, if you really push it, you're going to go all the way up to $37,550. That's for a fully loaded, everything, too much stuff, too heavy. Yeah, I said too heavy. You know, this car can actually weigh over 2 tons when you start slapping too much stuff on it. It's kind of heavy for the little 2-liter engine. And that's probably the one issue, the fact that it doesn't quite have enough power to make it absolutely awesome. Should they put the Volkswagen Golf R's engine in here? Of course they should. Will they? No, they won't. But fortunately for us, at least as is, it's a good driver, it's very comfortable, it is utilitarian, and has that really good all-wheel drive system, the 4Motion, and frankly, I think it looks pretty good. For the Fast Lane Car, this is Nathan Adlen. Don't forget to go to tflcar.com for news, views, real-world reviews, and more reviews.